Welcome back to Fast Market, everyone. Kevin Hinks back here along with Kevin Green, my co-host for today. Now let's bring in the co-founder of LikeFolio.com, Mr. Landon Swan, to the show. He's going to talk some food with us for the rest of the day. Next up on the docket, Landon, we've got Chipotle and McDonald's coming out with earnings tomorrow. Give us your thoughts on this group. Two different stories for two different things, and we all know about food safety and how prevalent that is today. So give us LikeFolio's data, current and future, on really food in general. Landon, welcome to the show.
Sure. Thank you. Great to be here, Kevin. So yeah, I mean, it's lunchtime. Let's talk about it. So when you look at what's going on with inflation, price hikes, it has really hit consumers hard. And it's affecting everyday consumer decisions. People are, cooking at home more. They're eating out less, and they're actually focused more. They're eating out less, more so with fast food than anything else. That's the data that we see. So there's a bit of there's a difference between a Chipotle and a McDonald's. McDonald's is, fast food. Chipotle is fast casual. And we're actually kind of seeing a break between those. So, Chipotle, Shake Shack, Wingstop, those kind of companies that are a little bit more fast casual are not being affected as badly as a company like McDonald's. And you can see here web visits down on McDonald's. And a lot of these fast food are kind of at the bottom and the fast casual are at the top, right? I mean, there's a clear break what's going on here. And so I think that there's a lot of the fast food companies they're making pushes, McDonald's is reintroducing value meals. Wendy's is marketing its affordability. Everybody's trying to do something. Starbucks is trying to come up with more affordable options. So everybody's trying to crack this code and figure out how to get people back in their stores. But the problem is that these meals that used to be really cheap are now, when you take the whole family of four, I mean, it is really expensive. And so I think that's what's happening. But McDonald's, I'll start with them on kind of the bad news side. They had a great run going. I think that, they got a ton of publicity from Trump. And then, on the heels of that, they had the E. coli breakout. And of course, that's going to send things south. The stock sold off. People are really cautious. You want to make sure, the McDonald's is on top of it, but also like if there's McDonald's here and Wendy's there, and one of them just had an E. coli outbreak, yeah. Of course you're going to go to the other one, right? Even if you know that McDonald's is probably on top of it, let's just go to the other one. So of course McDonald's is struggling with that. And I will say, when it comes to our data, I mean, the spike that we had from Trump and then E. coli is sending the happiness all over the place with McDonald's. So, I mean, it is insane. I mean, there's a few times in LikeFolio history where our data kind of gets broken, and that combo is one that's kind of breaking the McDonald's data. So it is all over the place. Now, Chipotle is actually doing a lot better. I mean, they've got this brisket offering that's new, that's driving people to the app. The monthly active users for their app is up almost 50% on a year-over-year basis, which is obviously huge. And I think that everybody's kind of getting excited about that. So Chipotle hitting the right spot right now, and the stock isn't going. It's up, but it's not out of control up. So I don't think that the expectations are way too high. But the brisket is really driving people. You can see that last bar on the chart there, out of sync with the rest of the chart, and it's out of sync to the good side, to the upside. So I'm very happy to see that. The others that we kind of talked about, Wingstop is also doing well. Shake Shack is kind of holding its own. But the big story, I think, is the contrast between what we're seeing in McDonald's weakness and Chipotle's strength going into this week of earnings. And a lot of it has to do with that dividing line between fast food and fast casual. But it's also down to specific execution and failures, I guess, when it comes to McDonald's and food safety versus success at Chipotle with their new menu offering.
So, Landon, it does appear, in my opinion, that Chipotle was kind of had the first mover advantage when it came to the digitization and leveraging the apps in order to try to drive in traffic into their stores here. But I'm starting to see Wingstop pop up on a lot of analyst coverage, as far as positive coverage from them. I see your data. Do you think that there could be some market share give up by Chipotle because of Wingstop's sudden rise when it comes to popularity?
It could be. I think you could also just kind of see it again as that divergence between fast casual and fast food. I think that obviously, Chipotle wants to dominate the market. They're not a direct competitor, but if you're hungry, you're going to one or the other. So they don't, even though they don't serve the same type of food, they are a competitor. But you can see here, Wingstop is at the top of our list. They actually have a better earnings score this week than Chipotle, even though they're both pretty strong. Wingstop is definitely the one that we're kind of have an eye on. It was one of our top 4 picks of the week, I think, for our earnings system. So we do like it for sure. And we, yes, they could be taking away market share, but I think it also just kind of proves the point that when people are, if they're going out to eat, because everything is so much more expensive, they want to have a better experience than the drive-through or sitting down, ordering in a kiosk and then sitting down at a fast food place. So if you're going to spend the money nowadays to go out and eat, which is no longer cheap, you might as well go to like a fast casual type place, which is why I think both Chipotle, Wingstop, and of course Shake Shack are kind of hanging in there. But to your point, yes, Wingstop is doing very well.
Landon, when I look at a name like Chipotle, and that's what we're going to trade at the end of this segment, there was a little bit of a Brian Niccol hangover when he decided to go to Starbucks, but what you're discounting there is the rest of the management team that is actually pretty solid, and their growth strategy of going around 3,000, 3,500 restaurants to 7,000 is still intact. How about this stat? In the second quarter, they opened 52 new Chipotles, 46 had Chipotle lanes, so the drive-through. So that's clearly their strategy going forward. And this is a company that, sure, will miss Brian Niccol, but they seem to be on a pretty good path. And by the way, the brisket, life-changing. The brisket is life-changing. Landon, your thoughts?
I haven't had it yet.
It's
I've heard
good
things. And just looking at our data, I'm like, I got to try this because the spike is incredible on those monthly active users on the app, up 50% year over year. That bar is so out of place, and it's basically due to this one menu item. Obviously, that's going to be highlighted on the earnings call. I'm sure they're going to have some increases in price because that's a more expensive protein. But still, I agree. I think that obviously you want to have your leaders stay with you, but if he did a good job, he trained his team to follow this path, and I don't think that they're deviating from the plan that he laid out. And yeah, just like you're talking about, basically doubling the number of stores. Yeah, I'm in on that, right? I want to be an investor at a company that doubles the number of stores that are profitable. So yeah, absolutely. I'm bullish on Chipotle long term. I think that the stock is, it's kind of been ho-hum lately. It's drifting upward, but I don't think that investors are crazy bullish on it. And I think that there is a little bit of a room for a pleasant surprise on earnings today. So we've got our score at plus 26 on the scale, from negative 100 being bearish and positive 100 being super bullish, plus 26, which is enough to place a bullish trade on them. It's not, we're not betting the farm, but we do think that there's a greater than 50% chance that they go up on earnings based on all the data that we are seeing.
Great discussion, great data as always from LikeFolio, Landon. We appreciate you coming on all the time. Thanks for spending a little time with us today, Landon.
Thank you, Kevin. Enjoy your lunch, and I'm going to see what you got for this trade. I'm excited.
All right, Kev, you have the trade for today.